Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Dark Side on Cardinal Radio. It's Thursday night. We're ready to rock.
And wait, don't introduce yourself yet. I got an idea. Let's introduce ourselves with wacky radio names.
Oh. Well, I'm DJ Big Booty.
You got to go next, Matt. No? You could be WMDM the Slap.
You're listening to DJ Big Booby, and what is it? WMD the Slap.
Big Booby Booty.
Big Booby Booty.
WMD the Slap.
And WMD the Slap on Cardinal Radio 96.3.
Dude, if we ever got an AMF and tower, that's what we'd be.
What's your name, sir?
It's just gonna be Ted Cruz.
DJ Big Booby Booty.
I'm gonna change mine to Slaps McGee.
Slaps McGee.
DJ Big Booby Booty, Slaps McGee, and Ted Cruz on Cardinal Radio 96.3.
Right.
Special guest tonight, Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, meet Ted Cruz.
I am not the Zodiac Killer. Huh? That's why it was stapled on. Wasn't it? I think it was.
I think that chair's made from staples.
Well, why'd you break it?
Why'd you break the chair? So, you want to know a funny story?
Yes.
And I'm going to totally call out Rico Suave.
What do you do?
I was going to get you boys a stand tonight so you didn't have to hold that freaking mic.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, I didn't bring the mic stand. Like, there's little tripods that came with these mics. I decided not to bring them because I'm like, why do I need to bring them? I shouldn't need to bring them. And then I realized they probably would have helped. But I also realized that we have the exact same brand mics here at the studio. And I was like, hey, I'll just use the stands we got here. I gave them to Rico a long time ago. That might not work.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's not going to work.
Here's what you need to do. Well, no, actually, never mind, because all those stands are taken as well.
Whoa, hold on. It might work. So you just go flink.
I mean, if you want to try it. Cal, you can bring that up.
Bring it back, Cal.
Bring it back for like 2 seconds.
The rest of this?
There's a good question.
That's been,
the rest of the
that's
old
like
stands.
been gone. I don't know where they went, but that's been gone.
So, yeah, you're listening to The Dark Side on Cardinal Radio. We got an interesting show going on tonight. We got a couple of good bits, a couple of good pieces. Our manager Eric had something on the docket for us.
Yes,
You had a note.
quite indubitably.
You showed me a note 2 days ago. You had scenarios on there we were going to talk about.
Yeah. You want to know him?
I would like to know them, yes.
You don't get to know them until we do them, Chandler.
I saw them. I read them.
Do you remember them?
No.
There you go.
I think I remember one.
I don't.
The fingers.
Oh,
the
now
fingers.
I remember.
Well, now I gotta get in that one.
Yeah, we can try it. We can see if that'll work.
Where does that even go?
I think there's a second part to that
Yeah.
stand. Technical stuff going on.
If you want to just grab the big one.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna go through the list of things we're doing here tonight. Remember, boys, I'm gonna have to turn you guys up because you're gonna be a little bit quiet, just
Yeah.
because.
Make sure to speak
There's gonna
loudly.
there's gonna be a little bit of background noise, ladies and gentlemen, on mic 2. So sorry about that, but that's how the podcast goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, we're gonna go through with a couple of things tonight. My favorite thing is we'll be reading a favorite little skit of mine.
How does it
Classic from the tales of David S. Cohan and Mr. Matt Groening comes a small tale of life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. We're talking about the famous story, steamed hams, from the fabled 22 short stories from Springfield episode of The Simpsons. It's gonna be a fun little skit, and I hope you stick around for that. That might be a little bit later, so you have to stick around if you want to hear about steamed hams. And then we've got a couple of discussion topics going on, brought to us by our manager Eric. And I'm watching this magic happen over here. Technical magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the way it's supposed to go, but it looks like it'll work.
Hey Cal,
Careful not to like.
I'm gonna blow your mind. That piece right there. If you loosen that or whatever, it should go
The
down.
bottom bit's upside down.
Yeah, the bottom bit's upside
Yeah,
down.
because it wouldn't go on the other way.
It's okay.
I mean, yeah, it'll function.
It works.
Technical difficulties.
I mean,
Plate
it really isn't. It's not difficulty. It's a necessity.
It's not like. Whatever.
As long as you can get it so it'll hold
Are
this
you made out of
mic. Maybe.
Am I made out of life?
Oh, what is life?
What is life?
What is life?
A sham.
Life is experience.
Oh, that's good.
You're-
Experience points?
Oh.
The whole purpose of us being here is to experience life. It doesn't matter like when you die, when you're born, whatever. You're just here to experience life from
So
that point forward.
philosophical. I thought it was just to eat stuff and fart.
Well, you're here to experience
You know-
that
you
eating
know what?
stuff and fart.
I like sniffing farts.
Eric, you can't say that on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're listening to DJ Big Booty,
Sorry.
Cardinal Radio 96.3, The Rise.
Yeah.
No.
That's something radio stations have, right? They just have you just have a weird byline.
They have a choir that goes.
Yeah. Brr, 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 brr.
Like that Monday. Like they have a choir.
Bing.
Monday.
Bing bang.
No.
I don't
It's
know.
fine.
That makes me nervous.
No.
It's not gonna fit.
It'll fit, but I don't want to like try to. I might break this.
You know what? I don't like that noise that just made.
That's just the thunk of progress.
That's a
Can
big
you get it out?
Oh yeah, I can get it out.
Oh yeah, I could get you
Chandler,
out.
if it goes in, it can come out. That's the rule.
If it fits, it ships for one low flat rate.
Push it so it's sitting over the desk. So if it pops off, there's more of a chance it won't fall forever.
Get these napkins out of here.
Why are there so many napkins?
Get them out of here!
It's like some boys came in here and had a pizza party.
What is this,
Without
a
the king of pizza.
What is this, a napkin?
You know
a
that-
napkin festival? Nah.
Cal, not to like criticize your work here, but
It's upside down.
the base is upside down.
She couldn't get it to fit the other way.
The base is upside down.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Give me it.
No.
No,
doesn't
it
matter.
works. Oh, we got one that.
That's right side up. Give me the
Not
stand.
to criticize you, but to criticize you.
not to
Not to criticize or anything.
Ruin your
but
life.
Left up.
not to ruin your life's work, but you caused the deaths of
How
thousands.
do I take this thing?
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, before we get down to brass tacks, I'm gonna turn down their mic because it's just nothing but horrible noise. So before we get down to brass tacks, ladies and gentlemen, I am drinking an Arizona iced tea, vitamin C fortified mucho mango fruit juice cocktail.
It's mostly vodka.
Original brand Arizona. That might explain why I'm feeling really good tonight.
All I can say is, if you drink one, you're gonna be fine. Don't drink a lot of those. From personal experience, you'll have a bad time.
You will have bad farts.
No, worse than farts.
I
my
have
friend.
bad farts.
Ooh, no, dude, it's worse than farts.
Oh no, Judy.
You know.
Howdy doody.
But yeah, I can tell you what happened. But you know,
Hiroshima.
it's a bit PG-13, not quite PG.
My bowels were forever changed.
They were. That was.
It's like when somebody tells a
It was like
story
D-Day.
and everything is in black and white and he's on a pirate ship and there's thunder and waves.
Don't you remember it? Don't you remember it, Judge? Wasn't it all like black and white and things were scary? It's like, I be a doctor.
I don't know what's.
Guilty! Guilty!
I don't know what's being quoted right now.
We're doing animated show references tonight.
Family Guy.
Yes.
And I love that episode, but why?
Chandler!
Yes. I think I can hear you, boys. Why don't you talk to me?
Eskibap-badap.
Hello.
Do you like
Bip-bip-bop.
jazz?
Do you like jazz?
Do you like propane? Propane accessories.
Dang it, Bobby.
Listen, this is the
I'm gonna
night-
kick your ass.
Whoa, you can't say that. It's not past 10.
What in the heck is a
Whoa.
JPEG?
What in the heck is a JPEG?
So, anyways, I'm gonna do a quick critique of Arizona iced tea. Hold on, for your tasting pleasure.
Hey, if you haven't
Not sponsored.
wait, shh, quiet. Get those noises.
Oh. Any drink makes you do that, please stop.
Wait, serious question. What did you whisper on episode 17?
What did I whisper on episode
Yes.
17? I don't even know what episode
Come
17 was.
See, like the,
We're listening crap out of me.
it was when it was me and you at your house, and you did something like backwards.
Oh, yeah.
I was there, and I
remember.
heard you say it regular, and I don't remember
I
what it
don't
was.
remember what it
No
was.
one's gonna know now.
It's a mystery.
I have the original file. I can go and listen to it forward whenever I want. Or you could go in, you could download the video, and you could forward.
Download it.
You gotta
And
be,
if you
listen.
reverse it, you'll get a satanic message.
Yeah, pretty much. YouTube theories, man.
It's
You gotta
not-
go in.
It's not satanic, it's Masonic.
Yes, those are the bad guys. Eric, I'm gonna pop the bubble there. It probably says something like, "This is backwards."
No.
No, I don't. That's not what you just said. But
Who that?
Does somebody want to visit? Let them in. Let them in. Visitors are welcome. All are welcome here.
I just lost my ID card, so I was wondering like if anyone happened to come here or.
Not from what I know. Here.
Look at a good Samaritan.
If you find an ID card.
This isn't coming out for a week, but yeah. Tell it to the two
Well,
people
Yeah,
listening.
the two people listening. Listen, you guys, you too. I know who you are. You are the official Dark Side Police Force. Actually, no, I won't say police force.
you're
I'll
my
say
favorite deputy.
Dark Side Enforcers, because you're not with the police. If you find an ID card,
I don't like the term enforcers.
We have our own police force.
Vigilantes.
the Dark Side Gestapo.
Oh God, no!
Just stop what you're doing.
Ah,
Site
Schwitz.
militia. Minutemen? No?
Oh my God,
Minutemen. It's more. This sounds more like it was enforcers. I think more of gang activity.
Hey, what are you doing over here on the dark side?
the Dark Side.
Exactly.
That's what the cops call this part of town. They call that the dark side of the moon. You don't go there.
I like this idea. Like being serious, I like that idea. Like that's
We don't go to the dark side of the
You
moon.
don't wander over here because you're gonna hear some things.
That actually coincides with the new background. I didn't show you guys the new background I made for.
Is it a dark alley? Because it should be now.
It should be now, but it was I made a little city, and I hope this doesn't interrupt the recording at all. Screaming at everyone.
Ah!
Oh.
I saw
Oh,
totally
wee-oh.
related. Matt and I were walking here. We saw a puppy outside. And it was adorable.
Yeah, Papo.
I think it was like a Rottweiler puppy.
Yeah, little Rottweiler puppy.
Check this
dude.
out.
Adorable.
You gotta have to come over here. 'cause I can't
Awesome.
move it too
Look
far.
at that.
It's with the city in the background. It's like a television
Ooh.
screen.
So is that for the dark side?
That's for the
recording?
dark side video. Yep,
That's really nice.
I like it a lot. I might
Dang, that's good.
figure out a way where it's just constantly playing. I've yet to finish last week's episode, so that'll be introduced on last
it looks
week's.
more like less like a TV, more like a CCTV,
Yeah,
like
Or,
like a camcorder.
This is probably
Is
the
it you mean
idea.
is it CC or CR? CRTV.
I think the
CCTV is the connected TVs for a camera system.
Okay, so, yeah.
And
And the CRTVs are like just like
a
the big boxy
yeah
ones.
CRTV
Yeah.
is the big
A CR
one.
because it's got tubes.
Yeah, it's got the vacuum tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting thing about that. I was watching slow mo, guys. And,
You saw that episode too?
Yeah.
That was endlessly fascinating.
it was,
I didn't get to the good part. It was my problem.
what part did you end on?
I watched like
She
the
has to
setup
make
and,
it
and stuff, but I didn't see like the. Cause you talked about like how the pixels like go like that. I didn't make it that
They,
far.
they actually go individually, each line
Yeah.
left to right.
Oh,
Only
okay.
one.
So
line
that's
at a
that's
time.
why you kind of get that wave if you
Yeah.
see it on a camera.
Gotcha.
And then he showed us the UCDs, whichever they want one.
The one with the it's not backlit.
Yeah, individually lit pixels.
It's amazing. We actually saw one. They have one at Best Buy, and when we were Cardinal Radio, we were going shopping. They had one of those at there, and it
We
was
cut out.
beautiful.
We cut out on Mixler. Did the stream end?
No, we're still live.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi's still on, I think.
Because Anna says she's getting nothing.
Well, tell her to refresh. a couple times.
Yeah, the mics are on.
Mics are on. Everything's on. We're
I'm
good.
gonna check the website.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna doodle on this. Thing.
But,
Doodle on the thing. But
speaking of CRTVs, people that we know, Veronica and Roger, I remember this a while back, but Roger had hooked up a Wii to a CRTV, then used Netflix to watch Stranger Things on a CRTV.
oh my god.
I'm like, if there ever was, like a very cool way to watch Stranger Things, it'd be on a CRTV.
Definitely.
I still have not watched the second season.
You should do that.
Pretty good. Pretty freaking good.
There's one episode that's blah, the rest, good.
Are you talking about the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one
The one.
the
if you
one-
can say the one, it must be pretty blah.
Well,
like,
it's universal. Everyone's like, nah.
no spoilers. It is a stain on Stranger Things.
It's just one of those things where, like, if you were to cut it out, like, you could live with cutting that whole episode out and not lose hardly anything.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate for like what the episode is. It has promise. It has promise.
They
but
try to do some, like, world building, but I don't care about that portion of the world.
pretty
I'm
much.
like, cool, make that a
Okay.
different show or something.
I got you. Yeah,
All right,
like Full
Make it a
House.
spin-off.
make it a spin-off. Well, that's probably what they're setting up
More
for.
strange.
For when season 3 ends and they don't want to go the route of just rebooting like a new story, they're going to go that direction.
Stranger Things 3, even Stranger Things.
They're working on it.
See, you know how we talked about it, and it was just like, oh, I hope they do like 3 seasons of just like the main story, and then just go like different, kind of like Twilight Zone, but like with seasons. I realized a better comparison would be the X-Files.
Yes,
I think that would be
actually,
the better comparison.
I've never seen the X-Files.
It's just like, I mean, it's like episodic, but they just investigate weird things. There's like, this
Different
weird,
story.
But
it's
like same
not-
characters.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
entirely episodic because there is
Yeah.
an overlaying.
Yeah,
story.
there is overarching plots and stuff
Yeah.
like that. However, some like, you know what I mean. Some of it is overarching. Some of it's just episodic, where it's like, oh, it's a one-off.
All right. So now that we've kind of broken the ice here, we're gonna try a new kind of thing here tonight. Eric, what are the topics you were going to bring to the table for us?
Give us the bits.
So,
Give us come over here. You gotta talk into the mics. Nobody can hear a darn thing you're saying.
I have heard from the boys, himself included, Alex Mazzoni, has told me you guys like to do scenarios. So I thought of some. Instead of water coming from your home faucets, this is like all your faucets.
Oh, I already have a. Or you said it, I didn't say it just to
What would you want and why? So instead of water, what liquid?
And well, I have my answer, which is instead of water coming out of my faucet, I want faucets that disperse water to come out of my faucet.
Okay, that's smart.
So it rains
Well, it's
faucets.
got to be a liquid though.
Does it though?
You turn on the faucet. It's mini faucets that are spraying water.
Exactly. He's got it.
Solid cheese.
As long as it's a tangible item.
Whoa.
Just one cord of cheese.
And it
Like,
kind of like coils and makes kind of like that like swirly, you know.
well, it's,
Don't ever ask where it gets made.
it's not easy cheese, right? This is solid cheese. So
Well,
it's like
what if I said
cheddar.
like sausage? So like it was just like a
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
yeah,
like a tube of sausage.
It's like
just kept
cheddar
coming
or
out.
something.
Or the sausage links. That would
No,
be
it
better.
couldn't do links. It would be the single
It's a good way to make
thing.
money.
Of
So,
sausage.
think about it this way: you have to shower with
Cheese
this.
tubes.
Oh god.
That's why I would pick molasses.
Coconut oil
Something
cleans the
sugar.
skin.
Listen,
you want to take a
solid, though.
you want to take a shower in
No.
something that you would then have to go take a
doesn't have
shower
to be- you can
somewhere
get it in
else.
a
think about it.
It
You
doesn't
turn.
have to be
I'm just thinking about it this way. I think it'd be funny, right? You turn on the shower, and then you just sit there and you're like waiting. You know, you got like your soap ready, and like you're just waiting, and it's just coming out real slow, and it's like dripping down.
The little pomegranate.
The worst
balls.
part is the waiting.
Oh.
The what?
the pomegranate,
Seeds.
like seeds, yeah. But think of how expensive pomegranates are. You had like those. It's a good healthy food. Bottle them up and sell them. I'm trying to be more creative than just like I wish it dispersed $100 bills.
No, it's got to be a liquid.
Yeah, nobody. No,
It can't be a
But
solid.
I
It's
feel like
gotta
those
be a
little
liquid.
balls would be close enough. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Where
you
it's
couldn't be like $100 bills. What you could do is say liquid gold, but then it would just ruin.
Burn
It would
you.
burn down your house.
it would burn you because you'd be like, this would
Wait.
come from an idiot.
It's
So you'd
gonna
be like,
explode.
I'm gonna have
I
liquid
know,
gold. You stand under it and you die. And
Can
then
I
primordial
ask
soup.
something?
Primordial soup?
Can I ask something?
Pterodactyl blood, yeah.
Millions.
Do you in this scenario? Do we know that it changed, or is this a surprise to us that it's suddenly changed into something else?
Speaking
no.
of blood, a cool one.
Speaking of blood.
Predator blood. So it's just like neon green blood.
Neon green.
It's just
you
like,
don't
what would
think
you rather have?
I know, but like in
Xenomorph
this scenario,
blood.
Oh,
when you're switching
Step
from
into
one
my
to the other,
shower.
were you
Have a shower.
informed that it got
Melt
switched?
somebody.
Like, all right, it's taken care of.
With that in mind, if I had to pick a liquid that I knew, like, oh, it's got to change what's going to be changed to, and to think of something,
Guacamole.
I get guacamole is not a liquid.
It's a paste at best.
Yeah. Okay, this is actually a really hard question.
I'm still like, if you say
I-
no, it can't be the pomegranate balls. I would say something like honey.
I wouldn't want to change it to anything besides water because my whole house becomes useless.
Coconut water.
How much money do you have to spend on bottled water now?
You could just
Ask
be like
Flint.
Oh yeah,
rum.
I was just gonna
I want
say your
rum
whole house
to come out
becomes
of mine.
flint.
Yeah, I guess you could do rum and then you could boil off the alcohol. And then you could like try to distill it so that you catch the water vapor in it and then you have water
Or
again.
What if
you
what if
could
that-
just sell the rum.
If this
That's
is a
true.
Futurama thing, your house, like all the water in the world becomes alcohol, and it's illegal to distill water.
Oh
Hydrogen
man.
peroxide. If you let hydrogen peroxide sit out in the sun, it'll eventually evaporate from H2O2 into H2O.
I would not trust that
I would
to
not
drink. I would
drink
not
it.
trust myself to like set that up and then drink it afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like, Matt, do you have any water? It's like, yeah.
I think
Anything
I
I,
have
gotta do
gallons of
science
it.
for?
I have gallons of it, but I don't trust myself enough to drink it.
I've got it. There is a simple, easy way to get an endless food supply out of this. You just eat egg
People.
yolk.
Oh.
That another one. This is another one just to make money, but this is in a way a bit more realistic. Either
In a way.
oil or gasoline.
Oh,
Gasoline would be pretty good, yeah.
that'd be dangerous.
Pines.
I mean,
Light a match in your house and everything.
Oh, there's my voice. Now I can hear myself.
It's convenient.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like you could just have it running constantly and keep filling stuff up and just sell gas.
Yeah, you just yeah. Yeah,
Are
honestly.
You
getting
just sell
paid,
gas.
Like the water bill.
No, this is your liquid now, and it's coming out as like the water.
Do you have to pay the bills now, though?
No, I mean,
Still have to pay the
you
bill.
still have to pay a
I mean, you
utility
already have to pay
bill.
the bill.
Yeah.
But,
You're still paying
I could say
utility
it's
bills.
just crude oil. That way you can turn into a bunch of different things and make a lot of money.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, you're paying for water price.
And at that point, I have an oil well,
Yeah.
which is worth a lot of money.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Suddenly your
Suddenly, I
your
become
house.
Daniel
But it
Plainview.
only comes out of the
I
faucet.
drink your milkshake.
But it only comes out of the faucet, so if you ever like try to tap into the line, it stops.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I get
Oh,
that.
okay.
What about
So
like
suddenly-
a tub faucet though?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
All faucet.
yeah. I just put like a barrel
Dude,
underneath
you
that.
could sell your house for so much.
I just thought it was interesting.
I'd
'cause I
keep
knew
the
how
house.
system
I'd just
turned
sell the
money.
oil.
You're gonna make millions.
But what if you live in like not a great area, and it's like it doesn't matter if people come and steal stuff, but it's just like people come into your house and break into your house all the time.
Chandler, I'd make enough money where I don't have to live there.
I guess.
And then I could make enough money to have people guard it.
you turn the house into a lead block basically, and
Yeah.
nobody can get in or out.
Faucet.
I guess we got it all figured out over here on
But
the
if you
dark
had to
side.
pick one, okay, so
Plus,
Coffee.
coffee.
Coffee is amazing for your hair, and if you turn it on hot, then you get hot coffee. If you turn it on cold, you get iced coffee.
Mine's actually coffee too.
that's not
I've
bad.
had this question for a long
You
time.
guys are
not
animals.
bad.
You guys are animals.
See, I'm not like a big fan of coffee, but like what she said,
amazing
like you
for your
could
hair.
use it in that way, and then coffee. Really?
Yeah, it makes your hair like really long and silky, and like it makes it grow faster because of caffeine.
Sunny D.
Sunny D.
Oh, that'd be so sticky. Ew, your bathtub would be so sticky.
It would be.
No, it
about
wouldn't because it'd always be full of liquid
ice?
Sunny
Oh,
D.
Riot Punch. I would just have.
That's
it-
how
You
Alex.
guys just get ice.
Riot
Like a
Punch.
solid
Go, go,
ice.
It took me a second. I'm like,
What?
wait a minute, Riot
Dude, yeah,
Punch?
you're
Oh my
Michael.
God, Riot Punch.
Sunny D and vodka.
Go-Go juice. It's what Honey Boo Boo's mom gives her before every patch.
Oh,
it's
God.
it's Red Bull and Mountain Dew
Oh god.
mixed together. It's Go-Go juice.
Yeah, that kid's
I had
dead.
Monster and Mountain Dew mix.
That kid's insides. I can't imagine. That kid's dead from the inside out.
Hey, have you guys seen that new show? It's called it's like whatever. I don't know what her mom.
I haven't eaten my kids yet.
No, because I don't watch TV.
But I don't watch TV
Answer.
either. But I saw it when I was watching TV at Kate's grandma's, and it's called whatever. I'll just say Honey Boo Boo's mom. Because I don't know her name. So it's called Honey Boo Boo's mom, from not to hot. Apparently, she lost a ton of weight.
I was just about to mention.
Well, she could afford like 18 surgeries, so.
Yeah, that's all. I'm pretty sure it's liposuction, but.
I was gonna say, you think that was natural loss?
But
they stapled my stomach and then they cut my arms off. Turns out they weren't my arms.
See, like that's the thing too, where like I wonder which celebrities. 'Cause you always see like the photos of like it's like, oh, it's Chris Pratt. He was fat and now he's ripped. Chris Pratt is one where I believe like he did it naturally, but there's like so many of them who are just like artificially just like ripped and stuff like that. Where I'm like,
and then there's
you
people
didn't do that.
who stay that way,
especially when they're in their 50s.
So, and he somehow what's your regimen for staying that way all the way until you've been 60 or something? And it's like,
right. So
well,
I was just like, no.
His name is Doctor.
My agent comes by with the needle, and
I drink a lot of milk.
But like I wonder which ones are just like, oh, I just do it like the natural way. And so like, the reason why I say Chris Pratt is because he's always like, he'll post videos about like, oh, this is like my diet, and it's very sad. I don't get to eat anything good, and it's like, okay, I kind of believe that.
How do you feel about The Rock? What do you
Rock?
Do you think his is legit? Because he's always making posts from like, she's like, I drive around with a gym. I go to shoots and they carry a gym with me.
I don't.
In a tent.
I believe.
I don't think maybe getting to that size is natural. However, I think like he got to that size, stopped using, but kept like the work just to keep it. You know what I mean?
Suddenly The Rock busts through the walls. Like,
how dare you?
Cool people aren't users, man.
Like what I'm trying to say is like he cheated to get there, but he played it fair to stay that way.
Yeah.
Because like he has like his crazy diet and stuff like that, and
which
he works out all the time now.
which legitimizes the idea we need steroid Olympics.
There's only one guy that I know that definitely uses steroids to like maintain that, and that's the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what about the mountain?
No.
I think he did it real.
Yeah, I think. Well, no, because he has to do it because he's in competitions. Like he can't.
I want to see the steroid Olympics.
Oh yeah, I've heard so many like comedians talk about just like they take steroids out of sports. It's like no, that makes it more entertaining. Just these crazy superhumans playing. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about the guy that started injecting coconut oil into his veins because it made him look more ripped?
Oh, is he alive still?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Like made him look more ripped because his veins were just swelling up. That's
Alex said that, looked at his arms, and it was like
I was like trying to imagine what it would look like to have all your veins full of gunk.
Gross.
Oh god.
Gunk. You'd be alive for like a day and a half. Maybe.
Full of donuts.
Full of Krispy Kreme filling. Delicious.
That hurts my heart to think about.
Yeah, dude.
Either that, it's like Coca-Cola I'm drinking.
Too, because his heart's just full of coconut oil.
So so I feel like we got through that pretty well. That was a good
Good luck with this other
discussion.
Okay.
What is the next discussion? I can't quite remember.
Per se, you are inclined to have all your fingers changed with kitchen utensils / gadgets. They can also be motorized. What 10 gadgets? They can also be all the same. They can be like 10 forks, 10 10 spoons,
gadgets.
10 knives.
It's easy.
But you can have 10 different ones now.
10 different sized knives.
It's easy.
Isn't this the plot of Edward Scissorhands?
Listen, right hand, index finger, middle finger. Replace them with chopsticks. Right? Boom, boom.
Okay.
There you go.
Think about it.
Why
Hold
not
on.
do your thumb in your?
No.
I'm thinking about it. I don't know that
thumb
would
with
work.
a chopstick though.
It'd
Are they
be
still
too long.
usable?
No.
Your thumb.
Animated.
At what point, like right from like the first knuckle, it becomes the utensil, or like this knuckle?
I'd say it comes from the first knuckle because
The first knuckle becomes
As
from
in
the
this
first
first knuckle
knuckle
or
it becomes.
this one?
sorry, so the second knuckle, I guess.
Gotcha, okay.
Because I want you to at least be able to.
Sorry about
Yeah.
sniffing into the mics, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
You just pour it
right
on
hand, thumb is a spoon, Index finger, chopstick. Middle finger, chopstick.
What angle is the spoon at?
This way.
What is this way, Alex?
Okay, so if you're looking at your hand in front of you, right?
Flat, just like.
Like the top of your
No,
thumb,
like-
where your
like
thumbnail
just
is,
spoons out like that.
the spoon's
Because
oriented.
That's so
It would be so
that
hard
way.
the other way though.
The scooping
if you
area
just
The
is.
put it
scooping
like
area
this-
is oriented the same way that your thumbnail is.
Spoon. Why not just put it like that? Why have it like?
Oh, I see what
this?
you're saying.
Yeah,
Kind of
just
like
so you go like this.
So, that you
like
can just
it's like flat like that way, so you can just.
Yeah,
What a day not to have video on this
You know
show.
what I mean?
Oh, I
you know what I
guess.
mean?
Everyone's
It'd
making
be easier than this.
everyone's
This way
making
is not-
scooping
would not
motions
work.
with their hands
Oh, this?
with
Yeah,
their
oh, yeah,
thumbs,
this.
and they're all scooping, and it's
The
just like,
radio-
All right.
okay.
Well, you got your chopsticks. I guess ring finger would be. Oh, what would that even be? I've already got everything
Bottle
covered.
opener.
I'd replace all
Bottle opener.
replace all my fingers with a different kind of gun.
My.
I don't think those
That
are
is not a kitchen
utensils.
utensil.
What kitchens have you been to?
Well, that's the kitchen gun.
Bang, bang, bang!
I love you, kitchen gun.
I just love that. That's so good, dude. Kitchen gun! Bang, bang, bang! I love you, kitchen gun!
So yeah, I guess it's a gadget.
Yeah, so my pinky finger is my kitchen
Spray
gun.
bottle.
That's true.
Course.
That's the other pinky.
So. Okay.
Alex is looking at his hand.
Well, now
He's
I
going
have
over
my
the technical
left
specs.
hand. My right hand covered everything I need in the kitchen.
Now you use my hand?
No, I guess
Spatula.
thumb's a spatula, and then I have a long cooking spoon,
Okay.
and then I have a can opener. And
What
then
kind of can opener is it? Is
it's
it
motorized.
like a motorized can
Where's your
opener?
fork and your knife?
Okay, the fork I don't need because I have chopsticks. And chopsticks pieces.
You're gonna need a fork. You need something with leverage
No.
to give you leverage on a
No.
steak.
No,
You're
you
gonna
can,
sit
like,
there and
snap.
No, because it like
You can, like, stab
you
it,
can
like-
yeah with it and then cut with whatever.
what kind? Well, hold on.
Oh,
What
okay.
kind of? What kind of?
You
what
would
kind
need
of?
you need like one of these to be a knife, so you could.
What
my-
kind of? What kind of chopsticks are we talking here? Are they wooden chopsticks or are they metal chopsticks?
Okay,
Can
so
they snap off?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Replace them as needed with other utensils.
Well, still, like in the case of a steak, I don't want to have my finger snap off
No,
while
you
I'm
feel
trying
the pain,
to.
by the way.
right. Okay, so I bet I'll
So if
specify
it
right
bends,
now.
is that just
I
like if
have
it
a-
bends but doesn't break? Like if I bend a knife and it doesn't break, is that just endless? Like I've broken a finger,
Yes.
but it's still
It might
attached.
be fractured, yeah.
Okay, well the chopsticks, everything's stainless steel. I'm just gonna say right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Doesn't
Yeah,
solve
keep it
it.
clean.
So I'm gonna
Don't
switch.
stick your
My
finger in
thumb on my left hand is the can opener, motorized. My pointer finger is a knife, a steak knife, and then I have my middle finger is a long cooking spoon, and then my ring finger is a spatula, and my pinky finger would have to be on the left hand. That is, would have to be what's the one thing I'm probably forgetting? I'm trying to think of what I need when I cook stuff.
Coffee stirrer is just really, really small.
Well, I can just use a knife for that.
I know, but it's just like a joke.
You know how much it would
It's really
suck to be the
skinny.
kid born with this, like with all these utensils.
No,
and
that's
you're like,
that would
That's
suck
my
for the
favorite.
mom.
That's my favorite X-Man.
you don't want to, and like everybody's pushing you to be going to the culinary arts. It's like even Professor X, he's like, listen, this is all you can do.
He's only got one thing. You're good at.
Maybe there's somebody in power and up there, and they said you're gonna be a chef, and you're like, I want to be a
Wait.
model. It's
I
like,
wanna play
nobody's-
piano.
I wanna
Sorry,
play
kid.
piano.
What about the practical applications?
No,
Or are you just out of luck?
No.
this is a PG show.
No, she meant practicals in eating food. Well, yeah, what else, dude? Come on, jeez. And my pinky would have to be a ladle.
I knew it.
A ladle.
Would you use like a tiny ladle?
What
ladle. It's
if
a
you just
full-size
what if
ladle.
you just had 5 ladles?
That's the kind of talking.
You're just
Had
going
to
sip,
think
sip, 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 and good. Let's go in for
Yeah,
those.
just rusty spoons.
All night.
Oh, what if it like rusted over? Like you,
Also, we get stainless steel.
I know, but if like you
avoid
didn't,
that.
if you forgot, like you had the choice, but you didn't.
Oh
Say
yeah,
it.
dude. You're just like, oh yeah, it's just steel or like iron.
Just
Like,
get
oh
suction
no.
cups
Oh,
as
God.
all of them.
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable to think about for some reason.
But
That would pop your knuckles a lot. Like you're just crawling up a wall and like your knuckles just start popping.
I have a scenario. Alex was gonna tell you about this, but I completely forgot. But I remembered. So, the
Take a
scenario
drink now,
is
you're gonna die.
Cause you remember how we were talking about like, wouldn't that be just like a really funny like power if you could just vomit,
Yeah.
just like on
What?
command, just and just vomit?
There's,
Like,
yeah, and there's people who can do
well,
it.
I thought about this. What if your power was you could like throw yourself downstairs, like if you're just, like do like a practical guy, like throw yourself downstairs and you don't get hurt, right? It's like, oh, that sounds great, but here's the caveat. You have to do it to make people laugh. If they don't laugh, you get hurt for real. So like whenever you do,
no.
you better hope that they're not like, oh my god, and like that was funny.
What happens if they look away?
Oh god.
Screwed.
Somebody you start falling and then you see the person go, oh no, and you go, no.
No, like you can tell people beforehand, like I won't get hurt, but if you like do it and they're like, nah, and it's
Then
like,
suddenly you just crumple up and you're like, ah.
I will say this though, you can't die from anything. You can get hurt, but like you're not gonna die.
Well, if they laugh,
But you're gonna be in a
Every
lot of.
bone in your body. And
If
get
you fall-
excruciating
You don't break your bones, but it feels like you did.
if you fall down, like let's say like
Thank God for
three
What about-
flights of stairs, right? You fall down 3 flights of stairs and they don't laugh. And then they, and like they look at you and you're like sitting there in pain, and then they laugh. Does it?
No,
pain?
no. You gotta get it the first go, and if it doesn't, because then that just fuels irritation. Like, oh, now you're laughing. But
Dude, I would never use that power.
What about that, like the longest wooden staircase? It's like what, 4,000 steps?
How would you figure out
That-
you had that power?
Oh.
How would you figure
Accident.
out you had? Yeah, like an accident.
no,
Accident
I feel like you
and
just get like told
dick
by some like
friend.
voice of God,
I
like
hope
this is
so.
this is like the situation. You'd be like, okay, got it.
I hope so. I hope you're not like trying to figure it out. Like, what's my superpower? And you fall down a flight of stairs, someone laughs at you, and you're like, that's gotta be it.
And like I'm fine.
So no, the first time you're like, oh, like I can just fall down the stairs and it's okay. Next time you do it by yourself and no one's around.
Oh no.
Yeah, but you gotta start like practical, like just busting a bottle over your head. People, because people are like, they make things like fake glass or something. Like, oh, wow, that was crazy. That was funny. You're like, okay, I'm fine. Whew.
Yeah, if I had the ability to just throw myself into harm's way, but not take damage if somebody laughs, that'd be an amazing superpower.
Just have a sidekick that just laughs at everything you do.
If I
They
listen,
go. You're just like you
People
fall down the
knocked up on
stairs.
laughing gas.
you get a strategic friendship, right? You just find some dude who laughs at everything.
You fall down the stairs, nobody laughs, and then the one guy like at the last second goes,
You're like, oh, thank God, that was close. I felt it creeping into my bones.
You felt the damage? Like,
I felt the pain
oh
creeping
wait,
into my bones.
nothing breaks until like the time passes, so you just like feel bones start to like the pressure start.
No,
like,
like I would say, like in a way, it's like a form of immortality. However, you feel the pain.
yeah.
Can you just not die?
No. No, like eventually.
As long as somebody's always
I love that
it's been
reaction.
a really good conversation.
Alex just like his eyes wide and he's like, "Can you not die?"
Because you said immortal, and I'm like, you live forever as long as people are constantly laughing at you. Make a
Become a
fool of
comedian.
yourself everywhere.
See, it's just like someone says something really dumb, you're just like, oh, and then
You
you
should
just
discover John Mulaney's secret.
like bounce your head off the thing. No one
Oh,
laughs. Oof, it's
you're-
gonna hurt.
You're driving, right, with somebody, someone says something really stupid, you just open the door and get out.
Yeah.
could you live forever if you were like on a perpetual like staircase machine falling down forever?
You're on your death.
That's hell. What is that existence?
No, you're on your deathbed, and then you're just like, well, time to go. Pull the cord. Everyone's like, ha ha ha. You're like, boom. You just beat death. There you go.
You're like, you're
Not
like,
today.
you're like, I'm about to die, and like you're like giving like your will and testimony, and you're like walking backwards, and you just slip on a banana peel and fucking tumble down the
Will and
staircase,
Testament.
and then you're just like,
Your will
Or
you're like, ha!
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. You go to the lawyer and you set that stuff up, and then you're like,
a guaranteed way to get laughs on your deathbed. Grab that cord and
Do you
do a
mean
dab.
last will and testament?
I just said if you're reading your will.
Testimony.
So wait, like this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
It's
so
not a big deal.
you've got the cord in your hand, and you do a dab, and as you dab, you yank the cord out of the wall. Everyone's gonna laugh, and then you live forever.
Oh my god.
you
Does it like restore
Death
you to your
no,
No, yeah,
your
I was just
final
gonna say.
challenge, death comes for you, and you got to pull out all the stops to make death laugh.
oh yeah, and it's like it's not
But see,
even.
the thing is, like, he'll come again in, let's say, like 5 years. Eventually, he's gonna get tired of your material. You gotta keep being creative if you want to live forever.
Wanna live forever.
Well, you gotta think of like
Saw machines.
what kind of comedy has
Oh my
Death
God.
seen? Probably all dark horse comedy.
Yeah.
So you gotta come
Gallows humor.
Come up with light stuff.
Death is a connoisseur of good comedy because he loves seeing people die on stage, right? So, he knows. He knows what he wants. Death doesn't get tired of jokes. He just he needs
Death doesn't-
So what you need?
He needs a
are
refresher.
oldies but goodies.
Yes, there you go.
Scott, I haven't heard that one in years.
The Black
I didn't
Plague.
even-
Oh, I remember that one.
If you
It
say
actually
that
would
one, he's
be-
just gonna
It
kill
actually
you.
would be hilarious to see someone die by the bubonic plague because we have a
What?
witness here. It would be hilarious. Like 4 people still like average.
Well, if
You
you're,
know
if
what would
you're
be amazing?
You know,
A
4
hilarious
people died
best
of-
comedy
no,
bit.
4 people.
40.
Death.
No, the bubonic plague like 4. It's like average 4 a year
Where are you talking?
in America.
No, I'm not talking about in America.
No.
I'm talking about in Madagascar. Madagascar has a plague season.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
sad.
this season came early, and it was also wasn't bubonic; it was pneumonic plague. So it was all airborne, and like 400 people died.
Oh, bad year.
Yeah, a lot of people died from that.
See, so is it just like a lack of people going in there and doing the right vaccinations, or is
No,
it a different
It's
strain?
like pandemic.
That's just a thing
But
they have.
except it's
it's-
the complete opposite scenario.
It's the-
Rather than Madagascar being the bastion, you know what I mean, the last best hope for humanity, it's the inverse where that's the only place the disease is.
And they shut down all the ports around Madagascar. And you go, crap!
I gotta cut that off.
Game's over.
The zombie.
I did that once. I started in Madagascar, but I don't know. I feel like I started in Madagascar, and I feel like one time I've done that where I accidentally, like my thing mutated and it got deadly quick, and then Madagascar to shut their ports.
See, the trick is to have something highly contagious but doesn't really do anything, so it kind of gets to everybody, and then you make it deadly.
That's what I did.
Is
I had
there,
something that was
Isn't that
very
the
similar to the
plot
cold.
of the plague game?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a god mode to that where, because that would be like a satisfying thing to watch, where it's like you just set the settings and it spreads the way you want, and then you can hit the switch and just have it turn deadly and watch it count down, just like a free mode kind of thing to that. That would be so satisfying to watch.
I mean, it kind of is. And
It's a horrifying plot.
But it's one of those things where it's not like you have, like, it's so like disconnected from people because you just see
Yeah.
like the countries and you see like things like bouncing back and
And then you
forth,
see
and then you see
numbers.
like the feed where it's just like this amount of people died, they closed their ports, this country declared martial law.
Yeah.
This is like those are like the
Interesting
3
stuff.
things you see.
I mean, you can keep hidden until.
I
you
know, but it'd be
do
like
damage.
especially when they do like the end screen where it just shows the thing go over. Oh, it's so satisfying
But
sometimes.
you would have to save up enough points because you have to like. It's not like you can just automatically click.
Well,
that.
no,
You have
I'm
to
saying,
do-
like-
that's what he's saying.
I'm
you
saying,
just
like,
have
a
the
God
ability
mode.
to like
Like,
off the bat.
I don't want to play challenges. I just want to.
Right.
I want to kill the world.
It's like when you're playing like SimCity or something. Like start me off with everything, so I
Yeah.
can just build what I want rather than have to like develop it.
Yeah.
Or like
I-
when you just play The Sims
Sim-
and you like put in like the cheat code. You're like, all right, I can build whatever I want. now.
SimCity 4 Deluxe. Oof.
Motherload.
That game
Motherload.
lets you
Motherload.
control like the natural disasters, like in a point and click kind of way, where if you click, the disaster will follow where you click. Like if it's a tornado or something, or they've got like a Godzilla dinosaur robot thing. That's really cool. And
For me, like that type of stuff always fascinates me. It's just like how it plays out, and then physics-based things where you can like interact with stuff. Like that's the reason why I like GTA so much. It's just like
yeah.
the physics of it. Like any physics game, I can sit there and just like watch or just play and just try to like get certain stuff to happen.
I know I'd get bored really fast, but I kind of would enjoy seeing like a behind the scenes of the physics, like because they've got to hire like a physics professor to come in there and be like, yeah, you've got like an Earth minus a couple of things here, then this is how your effects will go and stuff like that. I want to see that guy in the behind the
They were
scenes.
using. I saw something on Facebook where they said they were using. Google was using some of the GTA 5 for the traffic patterns and how like stuff actually like works because the AI is so good for traffic.
See, but then you forget about the part where sometimes cars just lose their minds and plow through a sidewalk, which happens all the time to me.
Do you feel like sometimes when you're playing GTA that the cars are out to get you? Like you are booking it down like a street and like the lane's completely clear and like the last second the dude like turns in just to, like hit you and you're like, what?
And it's like you. Why would the game be
But
programmed
like
that
it
way?
literally like looks like the dude just like like trying to get you.
The computer goes,
like,
oh,
no.
you're walking right there and you're by yourself and everything's looking good. I need to put an obstacle in your way. It's like, why? That wouldn't happen.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like you're out to get me.
Why are you trying to kill me, game? A plane falls out of the sky, out of nowhere.
There's no worse offender than like a game just trying to get you than the Madden games. Because you like no like seriously like it gets to the point where you can like game the system because like I know what's gonna happen and like it becomes like even like the multiplayer just becomes predictable or it's just like I will get you know what I mean. Either no breaks, where it's just like, oh, sorry, you know, all this crazy stuff happens, or you'd be like, now that I'm down points, I'm gonna get all the breaks, so I'm just gonna play to my advantage. It's just like that's frustrating.
I actually got to that point in GTA where like playing the multiplayer, like in my brain I had everything figured out, the physics, the timing of the weapons, you know, your aim and stuff like that. And I'm not good at GTA still, even knowing those things. But it's like I could figure things out. Like when people try to kill you, it's like okay, I've got this many. Like I could see pixels, you know, and like okay, I can avoid this hit. And the guy's freaking out, like, why can't I kill you? And it's like because you're not using the physics and stuff correctly, you know. And
Physics is fun in games.
Dude, you just pop a grenade, it bounces off a wall, and it knocks out somebody.
If there was one thing I could say that I was really good at was in Halo 3, bouncing grenades into whatever
I'm
situation.
super good at grenade ricochets. I love doing that.
The hardest one, well, I'm trying to think of like the hardest angle to like get it to land right. There's like the one where you have to bounce it up the stairs to just perfectly reach like the top of the stairs rather than just throwing it because it'll just sail over the one where you like get it to bounce up and then I think would be like the toughest angle.
Yeah.
I never perfected that in Halo 3, but I'm really good at it in Battlefield anyway.
You know what I got
Nerds.
withdrawals of right now?
What?
Battlefield 1943. I just thought about that with you guys talking about that. I want to play that game so bad.
They just should remake it.
Just need to remake it.
Or like Battlefield 1945 and then just some different maps.
Couple different maps, put it out.
The one thing I would want though, like 2 European maps, 2 Pacific maps, and that's it.
That would be cool. And like it has to be as simple. Like I don't want my jets like my
3
my
classes, you don't get to customize them.
planes don't have flares, nothing crazy like that. They just fly. They're nice.
But if I had to guess, I would say that the next Battlefield game will be World War II. Just how Battlefield 1 did, they'll probably do Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
And it'll be World War II. It's like, okay.
I would like
They have like a renaissance. Now they're just like,
here we
Battlefield
go.
1, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, but not that Battlefield 3. No.
No.
That's going to get confusing.
I would enjoy I enjoy the simplicity.
Well, there was a rumor, though, that it was going to be Battlefield Bad Company 3, which is kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
it's just like, I have fond memories of Battlefield Bad Company and Bad Company 2, but it's just like, I just want, like, the World War II now.
I really want the simplicity of 1943. There's nothing crazy about it. You go out there and you play the game for a couple of minutes, and it's just capture the flag. It was just capture the flag. Oh, and air superiority.
Yep.
The best air superiority still.
I feel like you could add a few more elements to it, but like at its core, it's still really good because it is that simple.
Yeah.
Because like or like sometimes like having like limited goals or it's just like air superiority, you just kind of like try to stay in the middle, try to shoot out planes, stuff like that. But then there becomes like the meta game where it's like get on the enemy team's boat and like blow up their planes and shoot people.
Sit there and be
It's just like
the
that
horrible
was
human
fun.
being.
Yeah. Something like that. Where it's just like because like the game's so simple, you start to get creative and try to do.
I remember the suicide bombers. Oh, that was a thing.
Well, and like that's how Halo Infection started because they started that in Halo 2, and they just did like honor system where it's just like we'll give you guys swords. Like your primary will be like a gun, secondary will be a sword. You 2 people, you guys are. Infected. Once you kill people, join their team and then switch to the sword. And that's how Infection became. And then Halo 3, like, we'll just make it a game type for you. And then it kind of loses its luster as it goes along, just because it's not as simple anymore.
Because it's not simple, and they're like, we look at all the things we added, and it's just lost.
Thanks, 343.
Freaking game studios.
If there was one game studio that burnt to the ground with nobody inside it, I prefer it be 343.
I don't know.
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Bethesda as a
shouldn't-
publisher is fantastic. Bethesda as game makers, not so much.
Cal, don't bite the hand that feeds.
Like
That was an art.
Bethesda, the game studios have made some good games. They made Fallout 3, which, like, I still enjoy Fallout 3, but I know its problems. They made Oblivion and stuff like that. Yeah,
the
but like,
noodle issue.
I don't really like
I love
Skyrim.
doodling.
I don't, you know what I mean? Just like the games that they've made past Fallout 3 and Oblivion, I don't really like. I've played a lot of them. Just goes, excuse me, they have that addictive quality.
Yeah.
So what
They're
about New
I like
Vegas?
added their
That's
New Vegas.
Obsidian.
They didn't make that. Bethesda just published it.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like all the games that Bethesda publishes are great, and that's how they get like this
I always
such like
forget
high
that
fame.
they-
And then like the game studio just kind of like mooches off that, like we made this, and everyone's like, oh, it's Bethesda, we'll buy it, and it's kind of like, eh.
What about Valve, who was dormant for years and then made Architect, the card game? Was that what? Oh, Artifact. Sorry, Artifact, the card game.
That's also disappointing because they made good games.
Is
What
that
else
what
did they make?
Is that what happened
Valve?
recently?
Left 4 Dead, Portal,
Team
Portal,
yeah,
that's
Team
Team
Fortress. Thank
Half-Life?
God for
Half-Life.
thank God for Source Filmmaker, man. Those guys are great.
Well, yeah, just because now they're like with.
Yeah, have you heard of a little thing called Steam, Callie?
Yeah, Steam. Yeah, that's what I was
Steam,
saying.
Callie!
Because they had Gabe Newell. They're like,
my ears.
I didn't know
Half-Life.
that.
I
Like,
don't get
Half-Life
to shout
3.
in my dorm room.
To
I
play?
come here to shout. I'm sorry. There's like bits of paint stuck in here. But go on.
I was gonna say to play Half-Life 2, you had to install Steam. That was like the first thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, what is this?" And then it swept through the nation, and then the world.
Then there was no escape.
To extend Gabe's reach to the stars above.
Oh, Gabe.
Oh, Gabe,
Oh,
can
Counter-Strike.
you
Forgot about that.
see
Oh, yeah, Counter-Strike?
That's what
by the dawn's early
Like I knew the name, I just couldn't.
Yeah,
remember what
I
the
mean, because they
name-
haven't made games in so
Lord
long.
Gabe,
Obviously, they're not
and we
relevant. But
trust
They're
as
Yeah,
the
they're not
Gabe
relevant.
and Gabe.
Oh, EA's Origin. I downloaded that once because I got Dragon Age Origin for free, but I like the Dragon Age games, right? And I went and I actually bought Inquisition after it was $30 after like a year and a half, right? But I'll tell you what,
No,
I've played a total of probably an hour of that game since I bought it.
The 200-hour storyline game you've played an hour of.
I played an hour, lost interest immediately. Same thing with Dragon Age Origins. Played an hour,
Give
lost
it to
interest.
me.
You know what we should do as
Sell
a let's play, and we're gonna. I'm kind of stealing this idea from Funhouse.
Okay.
$1 1 hour. Yeah, to find the worth of
$1 1 hour.
a dollar an hour.
I mean, he's not dead, but rest in peace, Poole. Sean Poole.
My boy Sean
He's been
Spool.
gone for so long, though. Him and Joel.
I-
But see, the thing is, that was weird for me. Is I watch, I watch Funhouse, but I also watched SourceFed. And like that, I'm not sure if you ever watched it.
Before Funhouse, yeah.
Yeah, and he went. Or same with Meg, because Meg was on SourceFed, and then she went to Rooster Teeth. Now she's not even at Rooster Teeth anymore. And same with, but Joel went from Funhouse to SourceFed, and it's just like I never lost him.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's just on this now, okay. But then SourceFed went under.
Dude, it blew my mind. I was watching that video that I showed you where
Oh,
like
yeah, the
everybody
robot
came
chicken.
from since 2003. Matt Peake worked on Robot Chicken, man.
Well, not only that, because like in that video, Seth Green comes up to him and he's like, "You got the video done, man." So they're like yelling at him. It's like, dude, you knew Seth Green.
That's some good cereal right there. He's like, dude, Seth Green ate Matt Peake cereal, man.
All hell Peak.
All hell,
Matt Peake.
All hell Peake. Peake.
Matt Peake is one of those people I appreciate because he says so little, everything he says means so much. You know what I mean? Like he does like any sort of joke, it's more funny just because he never says anything.
Matt Peake has a Dr. Ong father quality to him, where if he says something, it's like, oh, I don't want to disappoint Daddy Peake. Peake.
What?
And I just like appreciate his doesn't want to be on
Don't
camera.
use
It's
that
like
word.
don't.
Daddy.
I'm happy that he's on Open House.
Yes.
I don't watch Open House enough. Every so often I watch it.
If they get a good, I just realized now, if they get a good thumbnail of Peak in there, then I'm like, oh, it must be a nice episode. It must be a nice episode.
That peak. Oh, what a nice boy.
But I also don't like mind the people that they've brought in, like John Smith.
Dude, John is the best.
Dude,
I
the
saw-
John Smith 32 pixel texture pack is my favorite.
It's a good one. You know that server that I used to tell you about?
Yeah.
Like the one that had like the lore and stuff. That's what we used for that. Like that was like the recommended one, was the John Smith one.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Eric, the management over there, the powers that be. You could have sent me a link to that. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Eric just reminded me. We could get into a little bit of news here, because I'm actually excited about this. Kind of excited. They announced the cast list for The Incredibles 2.
What?
And
What?
We're looking at a couple, and there's some site probably has it. They actually put out the cast list and the character list with portraits of the new characters. A couple of portraits of the new characters.
That's exciting.
So I'm gonna see if I can find that. Vamp.
If Will Smith is not in the movie, I will boycott it. I want Will Smith. I want Terry Crews. I want
Where's
Jessica
my-
Jones.
I realize, isn't it like, where is my super? Isn't that Terry Crews?
Yeah. No, Samuel Jackson.
Where's my super
I can't remember. It's been
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson.
You were kind of freaking me out there. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Will Smith isn't incredible.
I knew. I'm like, that's not Will Smith. But I was
I
like, is
want-
it Terry Crews?
You
or is
disturbed me.
It's Samuel Jackson. I want Will Smith to play the superhero Will Smith in the movie Incredibles.
I mean, did you see Hancock?
I was gonna say I want Hancock to be in The Incredibles.
Be in The Incredibles. Correct.
He is a
I want-
superhero.
I want to see
He's an angel.
Frozone's wife. I want to see what she looks like. I want to see the goddess.
She's the elusive Spider Queen.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
You
Look
guys
how weird
obviously
that
don't.
looks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't like that.
Listen,
Looks like
you guys
Steve.
obviously don't keep up with the Incredibles lore in the extended universe,
Oh no, I dropped it.
where the baby boy wears this famous and very iconic wig.
That looks like webbing.
Okay.
I want
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin as Jack Jack.
Speaking of the Oscars,
Fairly Odd Parents movie. with
The Boss
dogs.
Baby is up for Best Animated Film.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes.
You know, I haven't seen The Boss Baby. I don't plan on seeing it.
Alex saw it.
Well, that's good for Alex.
I've seen it like 3 times.
Didn't you say it was kind of good?
Actually, yeah. It was, listen, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was way better than I thought it was going to be. Oh my gosh. The animation style was good. The animation was good, but the comedy was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
What studio is that?
Pixar?
That's Big Boy Studios
Baby Studios.
Yeah.
for the tallest boy.
I think it's either Blue.
Look at
It's
that
either
map.
Blue Sky or it's.
Mr. Blue Sky, please don't.
Okay, I've got the cast list for The
Oh, that looks
Incredibles.
like a disease.
Alex is creating diseases.
reminds me
I'm showing
of, like,
Callie
The
I
worst
took my
candy,
shoe
which
off.
is just the dots on a piece of paper. You know what I'm talking about? That's what that reminds me
I
of.
took my shoe off and I'm showing them this rash I have on the bottom of my foot.
It's a delicate situation down
It
there.
is, yeah, it is. It is. Listen, it is not looking very good. Oh, I just peeled a big chunk of it off. I'm putting sticky tack through a thing.
Oh god, it's oozing.
It's oozing. It's starting to speak. Why does it sound just like Matt Steely?
Wow.
Dad,
That's
why
what,
are you doing this
That's
to
what
me,
I
Dad?
sound like to me.
Okay.
I haven't heard you do in a long time. That like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Kermit the Frog.
No,
Old man.
I'm an old man.
no. Let me.
I remember when I was a boy. I was 13 years old.
When I was a boy, I was such a young boy.
When I was your age, I was 8.
When I was
Thanks,
your age-
Grandpa. I'm 13.
I was actually doing a pretty good impression earlier. My voice was all gravelly and stuff.
Oh my
and
god.
we have
But what voice?
we have Professor Mike Mosier. He's an art professor, and I'm gonna see if I can get into it.
that
Get
one.
into the voice.
That.
It's still,
I'm gonna,
it's
like,
still there.
He talk. What is he talking?
He's good.
He talks something.
gravelly.
He talks really gravelly and stuff, and he's very.
Sore throat.
He sounds like he's got a sore throat, but he
teachers.
But he's very sincere when he's talking about everything.
Oh, he's
Matt,
a teacher.
Matt, do you see? I like what you're doing with this drawing over here. You see the lines? He's got very solid lines, but you don't want those lines to be. You don't want to homogenize your lines there. But you're doing a really good job. I like him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a really cool.
I was doing a really good impression of
It's
him
just he
earlier
makes
when
me
my
wanna
voice was
clear my
gone.
throat all the time.
And there's like,
Please,
All right.
you sit there and go. And he goes, I know, I can't
Banana
help
bread.
it. This is me. This is my life. Okay. You want to step off?
that is not satisfying at all. That's
I have
upsetting
to
to
cough up
touch.
7 loogies a day.
Kate the Great, mate. How's it going?
I'm
Hi.
going to touch this, Chandler. Touch this. Touch this thing that I've made. What do you think?
Hold on, I'm touching this thing Alex made.
It's covered in little sticky nipples.
Please never say.
Oh, please don't
sticky
mention that,
nipples.
because I saw something on Facebook where, like, the thing showed up where it's just like, this is some graphic material. Do you want to see it? I'm like, it can't be that bad. And it was about Ed Gein, who made a belt out of human nipples, and it was not good. It was not good to look at.
Where do you get enough
Never
human
say
nipples?
the words.
To killing people, Chandler. That's what you. Ed
Never say
Gein,
the
Ed or
words
Ted Gein, I'm not
sticky
sure. I think it's
nipples
Ed. Ed
ever
Gein
again.
was they based the Chainsaw Massacre after. I think it's. I can't remember if it's
They
Ed
did
or
the
Ted.
thing
Doesn't
where you
matter.
No,
spray it with
they-
Axe body
Ted
spray
Gein.
and
Ted
it
Gein.
just
No, that's not his name. They based the Texas Chainsaw Massacres after Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer.
No, they based the movie The Zodiac Killer off of the Zodiac Killer, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
So can we talk about the cast list for Incredibles 2?
No.
Sure.
I almost gave up, but I want to talk about it.
Chandler, gonna be honest with you, I totally forgot about that. Let's
No, it's all good. It's all
get
good.
right into the cast.
So we've got. I gotta stop talking to the mic so close. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? We've got
Make the pizza.
Holly Hunter as Helen Parr / Elastigirl.
Okay.
Craig T. Nelson as Mr. Incredible. Sarah Vowell is Violet Parr. She's got no alternate name, so she doesn't have an alternate persona, which is cool.
All right.
Some kid named Huckleberry Huck Milner
Oh,
That's
no.
not real.
is Dash.
That's
That
a
can't be
bad name.
But then again, if you told me the kid from Strange Things and its name was Finn Wolfhard, I'd be like, that's a fake name.
That's
but
fake,
it's his real
no.
name.
Stage name.
Samuel L. Jackson is still Frozone.
That's the first person I recognize so far.
Do you know Frozone's actual name is Lucius Best?
Yeah. Wow.
No.
Lucius. Dash says that when he first sees him. Like when he comes in, he goes, Lucius.
Do you ever see the DVD extras where it goes they have all the files on all the supers that exist in the world and they have audio files? Interesting stuff. I think somebody's uploaded a video where you can go listen to them all. Interesting stuff to read and listen to. I enjoy it.
Okay.
My boy Brad Bird as Edna E. Mode. Edna Mode. Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, I already do know who that is.
He's playing, and I'm going
Saul
to...
Goodman.
Yeah, Saul Goodman. I'm assuming he's playing a villain named Winston Devor.
Winston from Overwatch?
No. He's
I see Bob Odenkirk playing.
he's an old white guy.
Just like Bob Odenkirk.
We've got you.
See, the thing that I don't like about that is just I'm just not a big fan of typecasting. I feel like Bob Odenkirk is always a bad guy in some way, or just kind of like the sleazy salesman type.
He does look like a sleazy salesman type.
I guess that's what he does look like.
His character does, at least. I can't show it the whole picture,
Yeah.
but
Or yeah, he's like a businessman.
he's like a businessman. They've actually got the description. I haven't read the description for this, so let's read the description of this character. Winston Devor, whatever, leads a world-class telecommunications company alongside his genius sister, Evelyn, ultra-wealthy, savvy, and suave.
savvy.
I read 2 words at once.
Savi and Swap. Oh, shoot, that's loud, sorry.
Winston goes big in everything he does, including his infatuation with supers. He has been a supporter of supers returning. All he needs is a hero, or 3, to help him change public perception and bring them back into the sunlight.
I already see the plot point of that. Just as he needs heroes, he needs villains. You know what I mean? So he can film them and make money.
He can make money. Evelyn DeVore, voiced by Catherine Keener. I don't recognize that name. So.
The name sounds vaguely familiar.
The brilliant brainchild behind her brother Winston's telecommunications company knows her way around tech. She loves tinkering with tech and has never met a problem she can't solve.
With tech.
With tech. Here's
Did
what.
you hear that, young people in the back?
How
Did you hear that?
How to fix a broken marriage
With tech.
With tech.
Google.
Matt. So I realized something. Incredibles 2 is just a Breaking Bad reunion. Jonathan Banks, who was the former detective Frank. I think it's Frank, who works with Walter. He's Rick Dicker, which I think he's replacing.
Oh wait. Are you talking about like the guy?
Yeah, and he's like
that's Mike. I'm thinking of the DEA agent who gets shot.
DA, yeah, but Mike.
What happened to Syndrome in the first movie?
He died.
Who was Syndrome played by?
He was played by a name I can't remember, but he was in the dude from Alvin and the Chipmunks. And My Name is Earl. And I can't remember what his name is.
Okay.
But
Kate knows. If Kate's on, Kate will put it in the chat.
Kate,
we're calling on you.
Tell us the thing.
Who played Earl?
Anyways, Jonathan Banks is playing Rick Dicker, who is he's I don't think he's returning as the same character. I think the old guy, the guy who voiced this character in the first movie died. He's the old agent that like works with the supers. He's playing that guy who I Jonathan Banks. He's a pretty good actor. I hope he gets plenty of voice time.
Make it like the here.
What does it say?
Like the
Rick Dicker heads up this official super relocation program, helping the Parr family keep their super identities secret. That's no easy feat with this family, but Rick takes his job very seriously, at least until his division is shuttered, leaving the Parrs all on their own.
Wow.
He no longer has a job. Sophia Bush is playing a character named Void.
I know that name.
Void is a young, overeager wannabe super and a mega fan of Elastigirl.
Man, where have we heard that plot line before?
Her superpower is the ability to divert and manipulate objects around her by creating voids that allow the objects to appear and disappear and shift in space.
But then the Altoids tin, Jimmy hats.
Yo, I thought you were kidding.
About what?
About him dying.
No.
Yeah, he died.
I forgot. I thought he just
The
got,
baby
like-
basically killed him. And Capes.
I thought you were kidding.
No. He's dead.
He's dead, Jim.
Isabella Rossellini, who another name I don't recognize, is playing a character named the Ambassador.
Oh.
This is the image that goes along with her picture. I don't know what to make of this.
What is that?
I might pop that up on the screen.
Is that Google art?
No, that's like the art that goes along, like all the character art they have with the characters and
Looks so
stuff.
bad.
I don't know what
It
to.
looks like a Google face
Yeah.
match thing.
Put that in your Altoids tin.
The supers find an advocate in a dignified foreign ambassador, voiced by Isabella Rossellini, who is committed to the support and legalization of superheroes. And that's it. Those are the main characters that are in the movie, and yeah.
So, well, like hearing this, and just kind of like hearing the plot lines, it just reminds me. I just want like a Pixar quality but PG-13 movie of Overwatch.
Yes.
I'd watch
Blizzard and
They could
Pixar.
make so much money, especially like they can't start in like the middle things. They got to start from the jump. You know what I mean? Maybe kind of like prequel it in a way.
Yeah.
Just so that way anyone can watch it. But if anyone can watch it, I feel like you could hit a really wide audience, and then
You could go full Nate. You could go like international with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's such like a diverse cast of people, so you could get people.
You know what? In this climate where Disney is buying up everything, I can't imagine they're in talks with Blizzard for like buying them up for something.
At least it's cinematic.
Or yeah, like cinematic like rights. Or like, hey, can we make a movie of
I
this?
can't imagine Blizzard giving them rights to games. No, if that happens, I'm done.
Dude, I would watch a 3-hour Overwatch movie because the cinematics.
There's no way they're making it 3 hours.
I know, but like the
At
cinematics
best,
in that,
2 hours.
the cinematics in those, I love watching those.
Yeah,
Dope.
like that's what I mean. But maybe Blizzard's just like, or we could just keep making cinematics and just make like ad revenue off of
Make
them.
a series of some kind.
But it's just they can make so much more money.
They can make so much money.
And it's not like it's like they can make so much
you're like
more money, but it's still like a genuine product. that
It's a
they're making.
genuine product that's got quality behind it. But it's like in order to get Disney interested, you gotta sit there and say you could make money.
See, but
There's no point in this where you lose. I don't think.
see, like I guess you could make it PG, but like I would go with PG-13.
Where's the fun? Yeah.
Yeah, just because like it might be too like light.
People
if
people
they-
die in Overwatch. Well, the
Yeah.
Overwatch.
I mean, at least PG-13 covers robot death,
Over which?
which would mean
Over where?
Bastion could die, Zenyatta could die.
Overwatch.
They could show the whole war. Now that would be cool.
That's what I mean, like kind of like prequel it, or
Oh,
just like
yeah.
Dude, having to show the war, that would be hard. The actual robot war.
That would be interesting. So Disney, Blizzard, whoever's listening, if you could, I would love to direct. If you check out the stuff in the pilot
notes?
shorts,
Yeah,
let's
it looks
the pilot shorts, thing. I have experience with animation and live action.
Chandler
hire
has
me.
tons of experience with anime. He stays up all night watching them. He's watched over 700 Japanese animations. His whole resume
yeah.
is very impressive, and I
Indeed.
think you'll really like him.
speaking
I
of
love
anime,
Bleach.
there would be times like I could count like every Sunday morning waking up and walking out to my dad watching just some strange movie, because that's always what he'd do. He always find some ridiculous movie. But there were a couple times where I'd walk out there and he'd be watching like some anime movie that was just on HBO, and he's like, I started watching it, kind of weird. He's like, it's kind of interesting, and just sit there and watching it. I was like, all right.
Matt, do you own The Hobbit?
No, I own Lord of the Rings, not the extended editions though.
I have
Do you own the
movies and
whole-
the books.
The whole series?
I own Fellowship. I have the original trilogy.
I might need to borrow those from you because I'm on a kick right now. Because I started watching like sometimes I watch the clips from like, have you ever seen the old animated like Hobbit
Yep.
clips and
Well,
things?
like that's where, cause like
Where there's a whip.
Yeah, because that just popped up in the
There's a way.
sidebar, and I was just like, "Oh, watch this!" And I was like, "This is great," because that kept popping up in like my sidebar. Because I watched videos just related to like the original movies and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then that showed up. I have actually seen the animated Hobbit like in its entirety, because like my dad's just like, "Yeah, they made like an animated thing." I was like, "What?" So we went to the video store, and it was there.
It was
I rented
made by
and watched it.
Rankin Bass, and they do all the Christmas, like basically all the old Christmas movies that you've seen. So like I watched those clips, and I'm like, just sounds like Santa Claus and the elves. I can't get past that sometimes.
I've been on a kick of watching the Graham Norton show clips, because they're just great, because they have, celebrities, but it's such a more like relaxed environment. And Eddie Redmayne was talking about how he auditioned for the role of Bilbo Baggins, but the only thing he had to go on was the animated thing. So he watched that and he went in there and he's just like, I'm Bilbo Baggins, and for the people who can't see, I'm doing like very flamboyant like hand gestures and stuff. And he said like the casting director's just like, no, normal voice, please. It was one of those things where like, oh, that's funny. And
I'm Bilbo Baggins.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and Eddie Redmayne could have been Bilbo Baggins.
Oh
I watched-
my god, I'd watch that.
I like watching somewhere it's posted like Peter Jackson did like a vlog during the making of the Hobbit movies.
I remember when those were coming out before the movie came out. I was like, oh wow.
I came across those recently, and I like watching the whole thing. It's like it's good behind the scenes. I enjoy it.
Yeah, they did a really good job of like documenting the behind the scenes of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, where it's just like you can see a lot of it as it's going on.
Because it's like I never realized how big a deal that actually was.
For
Well,
what?
For one thing,
Lord of the Rings.
Peter Jackson made 3 movies at the same time.
Yeah.
Like he just like a continual production till they were done. I'm not sure how many years total that was, but
Was that for the first trilogy or the second? Because
first for at least like the Lord of the Rings, like because they were shooting stuff in the Two Towers during, you know what I mean, before the Fellowship even came out. And as you know what I mean, the Fellowship came out and they were working more on the Two Towers. They're also shooting stuff for Return of the King. Like that's how.
I see.
Because they're like, well, everyone's here, you know, let's get this stuff done. It's like that's crazy. Because I was just watching the R2 podcast. They were talking about, because like, oh, Peter Jackson has never watched like the 3 films like back to back to back.
That's right.
And it's just like, and Gus made the point where it's just like, yeah, he lived it. He made those movies back to back to back.
There's no point.
Yeah.
I don't even like watching some of my videos.
I realize that too. It's just like, how often do you rewatch the stuff that you make? It's like,
I don't know. And then people ask you all the time. It's like, how do you feel about this part? Like, I don't know. I haven't
it's
seen.
just like, what?
I haven't seen the thing in so long.
That happened.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, even Erica is like, what did you say in this episode? Just like,
I don't know. Yeah, and we made that like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
I think like 3 weeks ago. At this
I'm
point.
no, I don't know. We make these things. I hardly edit this. I throw it out there on the YouTube.
It's pottery.
Speaking of which, I got to teach you how to edit soon.
Yeah, I really want to know. Scenarios. Another scenario for you boys, because I was busy here thinking, deep in thought.
Bring on the scenario.
You boys.
And girl.
I know you're not included. You're not dark side.
Boys is a gender neutral.
Yeah, just insinuating. If you had your own monster film, who would you want? Who would you want doing the monster?
Betty White.
Doing the
like who would you want inside a monster suit?
Well,
who would you want?
That opens up a whole can of worms.
The thing I would think of for like a monster movie is like they wouldn't be played by anybody. You know what I mean? They're just like monsters.
I mean, yeah.
No, I want Betty White in a bigger Betty White suit.
Yeah,
you know she would. She would.
Fighting sliced bread.
Yeah, like none of them would be played by people.
How's that?
She would do it. The dark side of the Betty.
You're direct.
See, like I've already said this on this podcast, but the monster movie I want is like a Kong Skull Island or just like a Kong movie where the King Kong isn't there. It's just like this terrible island filled of just the island that God forgot, and it's just the worst things on it.
But it's like the army is walking through, and it's just like if they need to fight something, it's going to be a cool fight scene.
Yeah, it'll be cool, but it's more of like you can stay there and fight it, but the better strategy is to just run.
Yeah,
like get out of there.
Matt, someday we'll do it. We'll do it someday.
But that's because when I watch the Kong movies, I'm always super entertained by the non-Kong stuff.
Yeah,
I really liked Peter Jackson's King Kong without Kong in it. Even like the tribal people, I'm like, all of this is terrifying and scary. Like even when they go on the boat and steal her, it's
if it wasn't a story about Kong, it would be awesome. It'd be like, holy crap.
What's the movie that you showed me? Did it ever come out, like the one where they had like the claymation monsters and stuff? It's kind of like Journey to like the Center of the Earth. You know what I'm talking about? Because I remember you showing me. I was like, I like this idea. This is cool.
Where like they're at the bottom of the pit in the claymation. Dude, that was supposed to be in the original King Kong.
Oh, okay.
That was Peter Jackson's because supposedly it was filmed in the original Kong, and
the only King Kong I've ever seen is the Alvin and the Chipmunks version.
The what? What does that mean?
They're the Alvin and the Chipmunks. They made like a cartoon version of King Kong with.
Oh, I don't know.
The Chipettes as.
Fair enough.
I don't know what that. But King Kong was originally put out in 1933, and they animated a whole sequence where Kong knocks the sailors into this pit, and in the movie he does it, but it's all written off like, oh, they all die. They fell into this pit and die. But supposedly originally, they animated a whole sequence where these monsters come out of like the walls of the pit, and they come out and they just brutally like devour and kill all these guys.
And that happens.
And it happens in the new Peter
the
Jackson.
nightmare becomes real.
Very real. Peter Jackson loved that sequence so much, he made his version, and then he made like
An extended, like, there's a deleted scene in that pit.
he made the deleted scene. He had animators, stop motion animators, come to New Zealand and make that whole sequence. It was insane, and it's like based on like the stuff Peter Jackson made, because it's assumed that the footage was burned. Like once it was deleted from the original movie, they destroyed it because it's like we don't need this.
Right. It's just like
So all that exists are like vague photographs, and it's like they said originally it was like the excuse was it was too graphic for people in the 1930s, and then somebody was like,
that's fair.
no, it took away from the story. It was like it was so graphic that coming back from that you wouldn't be as interested in Kong. That's what it was, and it's like you could just make a movie around that.
Yeah,
It's
like
awesome.
that's the movie that I want to watch.
And like the Peter Jackson footage that they made, like because they kind of did like a thing where they spliced in the old footage and the new footage they animated, and it's a beautiful sequence. Just the animation is amazing, and then like it's brutal with the monsters killing stuff. And
Well, it's just like, if you haven't seen it, let me explain to you some of the creatures that come for these people in this pit. Crab-esque spider things just come out and are just like snipping people. Giant man-eating centipedes. The like worms with all these like teeth start coming and just like latching onto people, like pulling them into like. And meanwhile, they're all in like mud. Like it's not easy to move around, and it's just like.
And if you take a
super
wrong,
dark.
and it's like
nightmare.
It's
yeah. Like it's terrifying.
Take a wrong step, you step on one of these things, and it just grabs you and it takes you, and it's like okay, and it's just, dude. I went and saw that movie when it came out in 2005. My dad covered my eye. Like I was sitting there, like me and my brother were there because it's like King Kong. We love King Kong. No, we were sitting on both sides of my dad, and you're like, yeah, he would reach around and he would be like, just okay, we're not watching. It was like the tribe bit too that would freak us out. So he's like, yeah, just hang on.
Yeah,
for the
that
Kong
movie,
bit.
like,
It's like, it
up
was
until a
freaky.
point, it's just really scary. There's some moments though in Kong Skull Island when they're in like the bamboo shoots, and the
Oh,
one dude
God,
just
yeah.
gets like the spear leg through the throat. I'm like, oh wow, that's I didn't expect them to go that route, but kudos to them.
Kudos to them, man.
Because that part was kind of like, that's terrifying.
And then
The bamboo like spider things.
It'd be
was not-
spoiler, but like the bats, the flying bat bird things. Those
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
those guys get some good scenes. Even though you
I
think,
thought those were okay.
well, they get one good part,
See, like
one really good part.
See, because before seeing Kong Skull Island, I saw like Jurassic World.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So there's a sequence where like the pterodactyls are loose. So I'm like desensitized to it in a way where it's like when I saw that, I was like, oh god, that's terrifying. So it's just like, and I saw it again. I was like, oh, okay.
That scene in Jurassic World is terrifying. Just to think about it, and it's like, okay, I don't. These are all nameless people, but it's like, I'm one of those nameless people. No matter what in these
Right.
movies, you're one of those nameless people, and it's like, wow, I'm dead.
It's just I was like, I don't know what to do there.
I don't know what to do. There's no going inside. They're animals. They're animals, man.
They're animals, and they'll eat you. But that's the movie I want now. I know what it is.
Someday we'll make it, Matt.
Sorry,
Someday we'll
I
make
haven't
it.
been talking. I've been making art.
Yeah, you and Alex have been making art. It's,
Matt, see,
Take it
that is the one time where you
Steam
could
Gorilla.
call that supple. That is by definition supple. It's moldable.
Don't do it.
I don't like what's going on in this show anymore. You guys can't see it, but horrible things are happening. You guys
There
can't
was
see
an
it.
incident.
There was an incident. I don't like it.
Yeah, this is good content right here.
That's got dots on it.
Oh,
You know what it is
I
now?
made
Now it's a
so
tentacle,
many
dude.
jokes right now.
Dude, yeah, I'm 3D hentai.
Is
no,
this
thank you.
the taint from Minecraft Thaumcraft 4, my favorite Minecraft mod?
Here we are. Here I am once again.
Yeah, I just didn't know anything
He's our
about
new
what you guys were
co-host.
talking about, so I was just letting you guys go on your big schlook.
Listen, me and Matt are going to make this movie someday, and you're going to be one of the dudes who gets killed in the first act.
Oh.
See,
You need to know these things.
basically, like the idea is like it's a grindhouse film, but not like super bloody because I'm just like, all right,
because
don't
that's not the point of monster movies.
right. But I really just like the idea of like people, especially in a survival element, just being put through the ringer. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, how do you make it to the end? Stuff like that.
I feel like it's not like and it's not so brutal. It's not brutal to the point where I know you want it, but Gareth Edwards' movies, Monsters, those are pretty good for that because they're just people experiencing things. Like his sequel right before he made Godzilla to Monsters was like people in Afghanistan, and they're fighting the war on terror while these giant monsters are walking around. And it's kind of like a side thing where it's like, okay, we got to go hit this place. Watch out, we got a herd of these things walking through, though. So artillery's going to try to draw those things off, and you guys go hit this place. And
they're like looking for Osama bin Laden.
And these giant monsters are walking across the plains.
I think there's more important things to deal with than Osama bin Laden. Maybe the giant monster problem.
But like, that's the thing about these monster movies. It's like, okay, at what point do these things just become like, they're not attacking people. They're just animals.
Giants.
They're animals existing. I mean, they're causing a lot of problems because they're existing where people live. But it's like
there's a real life example. You have elephants.
Yeah.
Like elephants can just, you can leave them alone, but sometimes there's like ones that they really go into a rage and they can go and kill people. And
what
stuff
happens
like
when
that.
whales just start attacking ships?
No, not all the time. No, they are not. I think even elephants have their own version of like mad cow disease where they just go nuts and they're like, we have to put this animal down, otherwise it'll just keep charging things and killing it.
Keep charging. It just doesn't stop.
I read like a book about it.
There was a whole episode of Tarzan, the animated series, about it.
Yep. Sometimes elephants,
They
all go a little mad sometimes. But speaking of Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, I remember like watching it and I was like, it's an okay movie, but that Halo jump scene, oh, that is so good.
That is some
cinematography
cool
and just the it's scary, like the soundtrack and stuff, but it looks so pretty.
It's got that beauty of silence thing going on.
But then like the score kicks in, but it's also just terrifying because I don't know what to call that type of track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
kind of like the opera.
It's
like
Whales of the Damned kind of track. Whales of the Damned going on.
As you know what I mean? They just silently go through clouds,
and then as they're passing into the city, like the monsters come up, and it's like Godzilla roars, and it's like clearly it's a loud one, but you just can't hear it, and it's just the track that Whales of the Damned.
Like the reveal, because like you're like going through, and it's like the clouds, and you see like a destroyed city. You're like, oh wow,
oh, bad things are happening.
Yeah, it's like it literally looks like someone's jumping into hell.
That is probably the best sequence of things, and that's what helped make Rogue One.
Yep.
That guy.
Rogue One
Speaking
again.
of space and lovely things, want to fill everyone in on what you just watched?
What did I just
Finished?
Voltron?
Yeah.
Voltron was cool. I highly recommend it. It's a good series.
It's just like I don't know what you guys are talking about, and people are listening, so I feel like I should talk more, and I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We're just talking about cinematography, and it's basically in the same vein. It's like Voltron. Voltron has a couple of good sequences in it, and it's got a decent soundtrack to it. What am I watching over here? They're making a stop-motion film all their own over here.
You said cinematography, and it made me think of the Oscars. And if Roger Deakins does not win the Oscar for cinematography for Blade Runner, I will be upset.
I will be upset with you. That is a no.
That's one where I'm like, he's got to.
There's no other choice.
Yeah.
You've got no other choice. I don't care who paid you. I don't care who your friends are.
It's kind of like, to
Give
me,
that man a statue.
like, Blade Runner for me is just like, the story was good. Like, the story, it had a good story, and to me that was like the weakest element of it was the story, and even that was good.
Yeah. We've gone so long without a good noir. And it's such a good noir.
Good, yeah. A good
noir.
It is. It's just like space noir, but done really well.
And I hope that opens the door for like more, because I'd like to see more. Speaking of Seymour. This will probably help. No, we're not going to look at Florida Man on Reddit.
No, just the Florida Man Reddit subreddit.
I know what you're saying, and I'm saying
It's great. It's a
executive decision here for just a couple minutes. So, speaking of Seymour, I want to do a quick bit. So there's been a meme that's been going around that I've noticed is gaining some traction, and for some reason it's like B movie edits, like the B movie, the movie about bees, and how people have been editing it. B movie edits of a sequence in an episode of The Simpsons called "Steamed Hams," and I penned a script for it today.
I saw that.
About half an hour before we mobilized the dark side, basically, and I would like to perform this live for all of you. I know I've got a copy of the script on my phone. Alex, could you pull up a copy of the script on your phone, possibly? And I'd like to. The idea here is we're going to record this as a dub, and then eventually we'll have people perform the live action version, and it will be steamed hams, except dubbed and separate live action or something dumb like that. Meme. We like memes here on the dark side, and we're gonna start making our own.
I'm downloading it now, Chandler.
Oh boy.
It's downloading as we speak. Oh, it's been 1 week since you looked at me.
So the story of Steamed Hams is a story of love, loss, and redemption. Principal Skinner of Simpsons lore is hosting a dinner with his good friend Superintendent Chalmers, and Skinner is running into some problems with his dinner, and he's trying to get through and do the things. So here's how we're gonna do this. I would like to play Superintendent Chalmers, and Alex, I would appreciate it if you could try to play Seymour, maybe Skinner.
Listen, Skinner. I don't know who any of these characters are.
They're
Have you
from
ever
The
seen The
Simpsons.
Simpsons? You know, like the principal. You know, he has a deep voice.
He talks like this and blah blah blah.
I know the principal.
That just sounds like your normal voice.
Really?
No.
So you do that, and Matt, I would like you to read the actions.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say, Matt, I'd like you to be mother.
Mother, you could be if you wanted to.
I will be.
And be sure to leave a break after the actions and after each line, and so I can edit this later. So
Alex, try to speak at this too.
Yeah,
so you can look down.
I don't know what this character I'm playing sounds like.
Here, you know what? I'm gonna pull up just a video
really quick.
of Skinner like talking about the steamed hams real quick for Alex.
Yeah, just play Steamed Hams really quick. Because we're gonna need it.
Steamed Hams Guitar Hero was one of the things that popped up.
You gotta look up like Steamed Hams original or something
Yeah,
like
here
that.
it is. You'll know the voice.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon. Oh, you gods! My roast is ruined! But what if
I like the guitar riff they
I
put
were
in
to
there.
purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
And we'll leave it at that because this is.
We do have to all sing the chorus, by the way. So I'm gonna put that in the chat. You'll have to help sing the chorus. We'll do that at a separate time. So we're about to do Steamed Hams. So
A radio play.
From
back in the day.
by Dark Side. So Matt, if you would like to take us
Do you
away.
want me to say like exterior daytime?
Yeah, might
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
Exterior, daytime, in front of Principal Skinner's home. Skinner opens the front door to reveal an already annoyed Superintendent Chalmers standing there.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Skinner is in a constant state of nervousness, attempting to impress the superintendent.
Superintendent Chalmers. Is that what it is? Yeah. Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're Chandler. You should have sent me this earlier.
I did.
Well, I didn't read it. I didn't read it, folks. This is straight off the books right here. Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
Interior, daytime, Skinner's dining room. After seating Chalmers at the dinner table, Skinner enters the kitchen to discover smoke billowing from the stove. He opens the stove to discover the roast has been badly burned.
Oh, he gags. My roast is ruined.
Skinner looks outside the window to reveal a local Krusty Burger restaurant adjacent to his back porch.
But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
Skinner begins crawling out of the back window for a sneaky escape. Before he can, Chalmers enters the kitchen, shocked by the scene being displayed.
And then there's a whole chorus song that we'll have to sing later.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Chalmers, standing at the kitchen doorway, screams furiously at the top of his lungs.
Seymour!
That's Superintendent. I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercises. Care to join me?
Chalmers looks past Skinner to the visibly smoldering oven.
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
That isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams.
Chalmers leaves the room.
Whew.
Skinner climbs out of the window and runs across the street to the Krusty Burger. Returning, Skinner exits the kitchen and enters the dining room carrying a tray of hamburgers and fries.
Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
No, I said steamed hams. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes. It's a regional dialect.
Uh-huh. What region?
Upstate New York.
Really? Well, I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh, not in Utica. No. It's an Albany expression.
I see.
Both take bites out of their burgers. Chalmers takes a moment to carefully analyze his burger, pulling the bun and a portion of the innards away from the burger.
You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at the Krusty Burger.
Oh, no. Patented Skinner burgers. Old family recipe.
For steamed hams?
Yes.
Yes, and you call them steamed hams despite the fact that they are obviously grilled.
Yeah, you know, the one thing I should... excuse me for 1 second.
Of course.
Skinner runs into the kitchen that, once the doors open, is visibly burning. He returns to the dining room, passing off a terrified scream as a yawn.
Well, that was wonderful. A good time was had by all. I'm pooped.
Yes, I should be,
The kitchen door swings open a final time to fully reveal the glaring red kitchen behind Skinner.
Good Lord! What is happening in there?
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
Chalmers pauses a moment.
May I see it?
Skinner pretends to think on it a moment.
No.
Skinner escorts Chalmers back outside when suddenly from within Skinner's mother screams from the upstairs.
So who's gonna be the mother?
Seymour! The house is on fire!
No, Mother. It's just the Northern Lights.
Well, Seymour, you are an odd fellow, but I must say, you steam a good ham.
Chalmers begins to walk away from the house. Help! Chalmers turns back to see the house slowly engulfed by flames as Skinner smiles confidently, giving a Chalmers a thumbs up. Help! End.
I like
This is
it.
why SA hates us.
Oh, yeah.
I like it, Chandler.
Chandler, your writing was good except for missing a few punctuation.
A few punctuation and a couple of misspellings.
A Skinner.
A Skinners.
Give me an A Skinners.
When suddenly from within Skinner's mother screams, punctuation is key there, but the word's like, well, that's not right.
So when we do the live action version of this, should we do it as a play where it's or some kind of play where like the narration is going on at the same time? So we have that wonderful bit in the beginning where Alex is like, oh, what is this part or whatever, and you hear that, and the people playing the characters stop for a second.
They're like looking up at the ceiling, like, hands like, come on, really?
That'll be awesome.
Sounds pretty good to me, boss.
Who should we get to play all the characters?
Will Smith, Betty White, and obviously for the superintendent, The Rock.
Definitely The Rock.
Coming to you live.
Can you smell what the Rock's cooking?
No, he's gotta be steamed. He's gotta be.
The Rock is cooking.
Steamed hams.
The Rock's always cooking steamed hams, dude.
Come back to my place. I can whip you up some steamed hams.
I know what the thumbnail's going to be.
Steamed hams.
Steamed ham. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
I love a good steamed ham.
Just get a picture of like an over the shoulder kind of smolder from The Rock.
Yeah, and then like in the background, it's us at a table with the hamburgers.
Sounds good to me.
I feel like we've still got about 15 minutes, but I feel like this has already been a very successful episode of The Dark Side.
I think so.
Not a minute was wasted.
No, yeah.
Well, all right.
That's not our MO. Don't.
If we're not wasting your time, we're not doing our job.
We're not vamping for 30 minutes before the show.
Guys,
Whoa.
oh, my wrist.
If we're not putting a microphone
second,
together on the air.
Yeah. Then it just wouldn't be that patented dark side experience.
Nope,
You know?
nothing at all.
You won't find that in the other shows. They come prepared. Us? Nah, we come with freestyle.
We come in with 2 minutes before the show starts.
No, we came in 2 minutes after the show started.
Well, we were here, but like me and Alex didn't get here till like 8:58.
Yeah.
It might have been 9 when we got here.
No, it was 2 minutes when we started. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got here 2 minutes before.
We talked for 4 minutes and then started the show late.
It's a good time.
As you do, but it was worth it because we saw a puppy on the way here, and if we would have left on time, we would not have seen that puppy.
That's true.
So
That's
Was
true.
it the one that came out of the C-store?
Well, we saw it outside, so we don't know. It was a small dog puppy, little Rottweiler, black and
Eric, I'm gonna need you to come here and whisper in my ear whatever you're saying.
I can't imagine that there's that many puppies running around.
Thank you.
what do you say? He said good job.
He's the Gatsby all of a sudden.
It's javelin.
I wish I got the ability to like speak backwards how some people do. And just like, what'd you say?
I don't know what you just said. Oh, good job.
I know.
Gotcha.
Who was the one person who could say things backwards? They were in Cardinal Radio. He's like, oh yeah, I can say anything backwards if you give it to me.
I feel like it was. Feel like it might have been Will.
No.
No.
I think it was Henry. It might have been.
Yes.
He'd say things backwards.
He'd say things backwards.
Which I'm like,
Henry Lapp?
Yeah.
We walked past him on the way here.
Should have
He
kidnapped
still
him.
reminds me of the iDubbbz dude.
He doesn't like me because I poked fun.
Because you're in the military, but you poke fun at the military.
Yeah.
You are everything the military hates about America.
I'm the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Skibidi-dop-bop-ba-doo-bop.
Yeah.
Listen, they call my platoon the cartoon platoon for a reason.
What are you guys taking pictures of? Oh, is it friendship?
Married.
We don't like rings, but we do like
I'll send you that
bracelets.
picture to throw up
Wow.
on the screen.
There we go, dude. There's your new thumbnail. Forget this whole rock
this
thing.
warm piece of putty jewelry on me.
Hey, let's connect them.
Now
You are forever locked in this eternal bond. There is no escape.
Yeah, we're gonna cuff him, boys. It's gonna stretch my way out of it a little bit.
Get in there.
It's gotta now you just
What
gotta.
have you done
They're
to my creation?
they're cuffing Matt with glue putty stuff.
I'm gonna break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs. I'm gonna break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs. Yeah! I can't break these cuffs. One of the best actual like things I think from Cops.
Yes.
Ever
That
was.
is true.
I'm gonna break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs, sir. I'm gonna break these cuffs.
The man was
Can't break
very
those cuffs,
small.
sir. Nah! Can't break these cuffs.
We literally ended the show on that too.
I'll have to send you all the pictures of the stuff we've been doing over here,
Bad
so you can
boys,
just like.
So it like slowly
Put it up on the- yeah.
slowly over the show they just kind of like fall down. They pan down from the top of the screen.
We have a whole saga of the weird plant flower thing and the snail.
If I edit it right,
It wasn't
it's
a
a stop
flower.
motion movie.
It wasn't a flower at first.
I imagine it wasn't a flower. I'm afraid to put whatever you guys made on screen.
See, Chandler, I had an idea for your background swipe, and I realized it would take a while, but one time, and there's like you literally just like you stretch it out so it's like as you do it has like the length, but then you put a little like animated stuff in the background, like a little like Godzilla that comes up and like jets that shoot at it, and it's just like a quick like
Just
2
like-
to 3 second thing where like
when-
oh
like
it
on,
keeps
like Nickelodeon and stuff, where the preview for the next show comes up and then like disappears.
kind of like that, just a little something like in the background though,
And
like the city.
we all have to do
like a Batman like jumps off. And
Yeah, we all doodle things that happen. That'd be
Somebody
interesting.
throws himself from the top of a building, but a dude laughs before he hits the bottom, so it's okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I definitely want to do that one.
Is I didn't see, but is there like a moon in the background?
No, that's probably what I was forgetting because I felt like I was missing
If
something.
you did it like one time, like it like turns and it's like the thing from
Zelda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
You ever seen Nintendo, like one of those anthologies of like mini cartoons that I think people on Newgrounds made? And
No.
it's called Nintendo and it's like N1 ND0 or something like
delete speak.
I guess, but it's like it's a compilation of animations from I think people on Newgrounds, and it's a lot of things like that actually I think. And there's like one where like it's Star Fox, and I don't know any of the characters from Star Fox, but they're all like flying in their separate jets and they're like yelling at each other over comms. And like they're all getting very frustrated about a thing, and suddenly like they pass that moon in space, and he's just like, "Hey there, guys! Oh, I see what you're doing. You guys should go get yourselves a little milkshake. A little milkshake will help you calm down." And they all like quietly like, "You know what? Yeah, I think we're done fighting now." And they like fly away. Like, "I think we're done fighting. You know, I think we really worked out our differences here, and I think we just move on with our lives."
Get yourself a little milkshake.
Go get yourself, and it's this big smiling moon. It's like, "Go get yourself a little milkshake."
Go get yourself. I like that, Chandler.
Little milkshake.
Chandler, I like it, Chandler. It's good.
Thank you. I'll work hard on that. There,
But Chandler,
Alex.
have you ever done like 8-bit or like the little kind of like digital, maybe not 8-bit, like animation?
I've thought about it. I want to work on it. I think that might be one of my
'Cause I feel
side
like,
projects.
or like the idea I have is just like literally like basically like pixel art that just kind of like moves across the screen in the background, which I don't think would be that hard, that taxing of
Well, we could-
animation.
we
Because
could-
basically you'd have to just like draw, like the idea I had is like the Godzilla thing. That might be a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But like I'm thinking like really like simple.
You know, it'd be interesting, and it could
and then you just
it could
make
fit.
them like move across the
I
screen.
feel like it would
So-
fit with the theme of the dark side really well. I take the city background that I made, and we make it a whiteboard setting. And like the city is like just drawn on like a black marker with a whiteboard, and then things pop up, like they were drawn in or something, and that's how they happen. That way they can still look simple, but you know.
I like that. That's a good idea.
That's an idea.
You guys are hearing the plans of the dark side being made.
No, okay,
on
so
the air.
I think it's like the dark side is like, it's like, I'd say 30% vamping. I guess
35% vamping.
35% vamping, 45% structured content, and all the rest is just us discussing things we'd like to do
with the dark side.
with the dark side.
I can't wait for us to start.
Vamping is just like, oh, I'm gonna do something, talk about something, or just like do
Yeah,
something.
I'm
to
searching
fill the air.
Fill time, yeah, fill the air. No dead air. Dead air is bad.
Yeah, so rather than just like sit in silence as he like gets something ready, it's just like Vamp. How about the weather?
How about the
How
weather?
about your mother? She's doing great. She just developed.
We gotta fill that 35% Vamp quota.
We haven't had a lot of vamp this time. Hey, here's a jockey to-do list.
Cracking the whip.
This is
Yeah, we
is
should
this,
probably do
hey,
that.
this is actually relevant now. All right, jockeys. I gotta read this. I'll read the whole thing for you. Disc jockeys to-do list. Now remember, DJs, you're representing Carter Radio with your fantastic show. Whether it be talk, music, or a healthy mix, it's appreciated if you show your show. What? Oh, sorry. If you present your show, I don't know. If you show your show in a proud manner, they should have done that. We better.
Who wrote that? Did I write that or you write that? Somebody wrote that. Anyway, keep
I
going.
don't know. 1, remember to remind listeners. Remember to remind them that they are listening to you. That's right, dear listeners. You're listening to quotations. Hey, this is insert name, and you're listening to insert show name on Cardinal Radio. End quote. So you can just fill in the blanks as you need. Valley Nights movies of the week. What we got Thursday? Oh, that's well, that's right now. That's Wonder. I thought honestly when we were talking, I could have swore it was one of the songs from the original Shrek movie being played, and I was really confused.
When I saw her face.
No, the one where it's like the. You know what I'm talking about?
What the heck are you talking
It's
about?
when they're blowing up the frogs, the balloon. I think.
That's when I saw her face.
No.
No, it's not.
I know what
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I thought I heard it, and I'm like, am I really missing Shrek 1 right now? I was like, I am peeved. But Thursday, that's right now, 7 to 10, or, yeah, 7 to 10 is Wonder. What is Wonder?
It's about a deformed kid.
The kid that got hit by a car.
Did he get hit by a car?
Yeah, he got hit by a car and got bullied. That's what it's all about. It's about the bullying of the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He gets better eventually.
And Friday, tomorrow, Blade Runner 2049 at 9 p.m.
I'm gonna go see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I gotta go see it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, we are going to see it.
The thing that's nice about it is like if you haven't seen Blade Runner 1, they literally have like a text up where it kind of like tells you what's happening. So like you could there's
like Star Wars.
Yeah, kind of, but like they give you a bit because there's only like 2 movies now. They just basically tell you like this is kind of like the stuff you need to know about the first one, but there's still some stuff where you're like, what now? Like there's still some contextual stuff where it's like if you've seen the first Blade Runner, you're like, okay, this makes perfect sense. But if you haven't, you're like, it's not. It's crucial to the plot.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anything.
I'll finish reading this real quick. PSA: no shows during finals week. We will instead be playing relaxing study music. This, of course, shows this paper is. That's the one.
My Beloved Monster by Eels.
Yeah.
Eels.
Eels. Eels. Eels. Eels. Eels. Eels. Eels.
Eels and escalators.
Do you guys remember that one?
Eels.
The Eels song from what is that show?
Escalators.
Escalators.
What's Zombie the Genie on? What is that show?
Zombie the Genie.
The only one confused.
I remember it from.
What show is that?
I remember it from the cartoon Ultimate Showdown, but I feel like he's Mr. Bean. I feel like that's what it.
No, he's on Adult Swim.
You're talking about the Adult Swim show where he was a genie.
Yeah, Zombie the Genie, and then like there's that one head on the pillow they carry around who's like an octopus head, and they have
I didn't watch
They
this.
had,
I don't know what you're talking
episode on
about.
eels, and it has like an eel song.
I watched this. I don't remember what the show
What is it called?
Is it Sea Lab?
The Great Yaboo. The Great something. The Great
Sea Lab. Isn't it Sea Lab 2020?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not what I'm thinking of.
No,
But like that's a show.
It's one of those shows that took
Look it
the
up.
old
The-
Hanna-Barbara
Great-
cartoons and turned
and
them.
And
Chandler,
then
you know what I'd love to see is you on a like trivia show about cartoons or like animation.
I couldn't do it.
Chandler's on an
got on the
anime.
spot.
He's like not.
It's
an
like
anime,
Alex said
but
at the
an
top of
anime
the show. I'm an anime god. I know everything there is to know about anime. Throw me an anime question, and I will
what?
throw it at you.
Okay, what is the name of the
Mushishi that looks Mushishi that looks just like a rainbow, but is not actually a rainbow. The Mighty Boosh. That's what it's called. The Mighty Boosh.
I'm gonna skip. Give me another question.
A very popular anime named after a cleaning product.
I know that one.
I know.
Bleck? I think it's called Bleck.
Bleck? Ding, ding, ding. That's one right for Chandler.
Wow.
An anime about a man who does everything in one swing.
Come on.
Guts.
Uno Punche de Mayo?
Uno Pokey guy.
Uno Pokey guy.
That's right. An anime about the works of the Brothers Grimm.
What's that now?
An anime about the works of the Brothers Grimm.
I don't know what that one's called. I know the one you're talking about.
I need to escape.
Fairy Tale. Wrong.
Oh, you just meant the name. Okay.
Oh wait, that's how you describe fairy tale. That's not how I would describe fairy tale. But yeah, keep going.
Also,
That's just the name.
Chandler, you saw the Celebrity Jeopardy bit, right, from SNL?
Yes.
With Alex Trebek. For when he was like, or when you were doing like the Uno Puncho Man, it just reminds me of like in the very first Celebrity Jeopardy. I'll take ape tip for 400. That's a petite. You know what? Never mind.
Alex, I'll take famous titties for $10. And it's like that's famous titles, and that's $100.
I'll take famous titties for a tenner.
You wagered Texas with a $sign. That is not a number. That is incorrect. You wagered V. Now V is a Roman numeral for 5, so I guess you win. And you wagered, and the V just turns into a K, and it's just a suck at Trebek.
I love that show.
I'll take Jeff for 500. Jeff.
That's not.
Hey, who was out there just then?
People waiting to start their show. We are running over.
Get out of here, quick!
Really quick.
Scatter!
We're running over! Stop! Go! Kill the bee!
Really quick. Quick update. We're starting pilot plays. Hopefully soon. Let's Plays will be up everywhere. It'll be a wonderful thing. We love you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
And remember to make sure you tell your family you love them, because you'll never know.
What?
You never know.
Because you'll never see him again. We're coming for you. And you better be ready.
You best be ready. Stop running!